So yeah, it's been a weird summer, lots of humidity, lots of fungus issues. But one thing I will say, I haven't had to mow my lawn at all because of this Crest RTK. So what I'm basically saying is, guys, you're gonna have to keep mowing and you're gonna have to mow frequently. And I kept my HOC at a low height. Let me show you. Even though it's not as green as I would like it, but I want to show you the HOC is right now at 1.67, I think it is. And guys, you can clearly see the difference between mowing daily and mowing every now and then. You're gonna have to mow that yard. When you mow like this, guys, you're gonna prevent all that excessive thatch you may have come fall and winter when you start considering scalping. I'm not scalping my yard at all. It's gonna be at this height forever, but you have to consider those things. Right, guys, welcome back to Bermuda Grass Central. Look at how beautiful that yard is right there. Let me show you the view. And by the way, this video is about, guys, you're over fertilizing your yard and you're putting too much nitrogen down. Please stop that. So I just want you to see how good that yard looks. And right now we should be trending down on nitrogen. One thing I can tell you is, if you keep applying high nitrogen, anything over 25, and really I'm not doing anything over 25, you're going to get this surge growth. That surge growth comes when we get tons and tons of rain and you can't keep up with the cut, and we're headed towards, it's really not the end of the season, really we just halfway through the summer, but people just consider it the end of the season. So you need to start throttling down on your nitrogen. One reason is you won't get that surge growth and you won't get as many as deep cut swirl marks, or when you're cutting and it gouges down into the yard. You can kind of prevent that, but at the same time your Bermuda grass is in transition. Let me show you something. I got 3 of the Yard Mastery products here. Freedom 1776, we got 16 00 double dark, and we got the Stress Blend 7020. If you notice, I'm trending down when I get closer to the end of the summer and fall is coming about. Now, my last application was actually this right here, and I'm gonna tell you, we had severe drought here, severe. So I had to put down the 7020 Stress Blend to help the yard recover a little faster. If you look at it, it recovered beautifully. All right, it was all brown, patchy, not really crunchy, but it wasn't green like this, and I couldn't get my stripes with my robot mower. So by putting that potash down, that helps your roots get a little bit stronger, and I'm not gonna say resist a whole bunch of drought and stuff like that, but it will help them resist it a little bit and recover faster. But that's not what I want to show you. Now, if your Yard Mastery schedule shows 24/06 flagship, keep applying whatever the schedule says. But if you don't have a schedule, I'm going to show you basic knowledge of how you should treat Bermuda grass. When you get around the beginning of August, you need to start trending down on your nitrogen number. The nitrogen is this right here: 17% nitrogen, 7% phosphorus, 6% potash. The double dark doesn't have any phosphorus or potash. The 7020 has 7% nitrogen, 0% phosphorus, 20% potash. When you start trending down, your grass won't grow as fast from a surge of nitrogen. Your Bermuda grass loves nitrogen, all right? It loves it, but you don't have to keep putting it down unless you want to mow often. Now, I mow every day, not once a week, not 2 times a week, 3. My robot mower is out here every day maintaining my HOC, which means height of cut. You're going to have issues trying to maintain a height of cut if you keep putting down 30 to 25% nitrogen and it's raining or you watering it like crazy and you're only mowing once or twice a week. Let me show you a yard that's mowed every 2 weeks and it has a lot of nitrogen. This particular section right here is not mowed once a week. We mow this every 2 to 3 days at 2 inches, and you can see how green it is. That's why my bricks stones were lying when we pulled them up. but this is mowed at 1.61 to 1.67. All right, it's under the shade, that's why it's thin. But long story short, the people that maintain the uncommon properties came out here and mowed this, and it was right at 5 inches before they cut it. And you can see how it has all those gouge marks, uneven cutting, and it's bumpy. Guys, that's just naturally going to happen when you don't mow a bumpy Bermuda grass lawn often. You can avert that by mowing with a super sharp blade, a light lawnmower, and consistently or constantly mowing it every 2 to 3 days. This is Bermuda grass. Stop treating your Bermuda grass as if it was fescue. When I say this, it's going to make some people mad, but that's okay. Bermuda grass was not meant to be mowed at 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 inches. It was meant to be mowed for the average homeowner between 1 to 2 inches, and this is somebody who's out there cutting their own yard. And if you got a commercial guy coming, I'm going to mow between 2.5 and 3 inches on a commercial property that's getting it done every 2 weeks. But I have decision over the type of fertilizers that they put down, so I can keep that HOC at a decent height and keep the lawn looking great. All right, so here's what I want you to do. We're in mid-August, again close to the end. Order the Yard Mastery 1776. All right, don't go with the 2406 because you're going to overload the yard with high nitrogen this late in the season. If you want to try to get it a little bit greener before we ride into the sunset, hit it with the Yard Mastery Double Dark 1600. This contains 6% iron, 3% iron, 3% iron. But all of them do contain Bionite, which is similar to Milorganite. Now, if you want to, you can go ahead and apply Milorganite. Milorganite's supposed to last anywhere from 8 to 10 weeks. Nothing wrong with applying that. You may get a little tad bit greener, but you're not going to get that surge growth, which means you won't have that many bumpy lawn. It's going to happen. You're going to have swirl marks. All right, if you let your grass go to 3, 4, 5 inches and during the off season you start trying to scalp it down or bag it, if you scalp it without bagging it, you're going to create a lot of thatch. If you are bagging it, it's going to take you forever to get that yard back down to proper mowing heights. Now, if you had severe stress, guys, you need to roll with the 7020. Now, I got a video up in the corner. You can check that out. But this right here is going to help your yard recover. And if you have a fungus, you need to put down a fungicide, guys. Lawn care, sometimes from year to year, it changes. It's not going to always be the same. I have people always hitting me in my inbox asking, well, why am I getting this fungus? Why when I cut my yard at 2.5 inches now, when I did it last week, I'm getting those little swirl marks in it, scalp marks? It's because it's too tall. The lower you can keep that grass on a lighter lawnmower and a sharp blade, the better it's going to look. That's why my robot mower mows daily. So here's what I'm going to do, guys. I'm going to leave these links for these particular fertilizers in the description of the video. It may be some down in the comments. I'm not sure. You need to go ahead and order that. Stop over fertilizing it. Stop slamming the yard with fertilizer because you're trying to force it green and thick. Mowing your yard on a consistent basis will make your yard spread and get thick. Over fertilizing it causes too much stress on the root, too much stress on the top growth, especially when you cut it with a blade that's not sharp. So you got to always keep those blades sharp. So check out the description down there and see if it's in there. Guys, you're tuned into Bermuda Grass Central with BYD. This is Michael Bowman. I'll talk to you soon.